What's up, guys? It is John from Side Hustle Experiments. Today's video, I'm going to cover what I did for the last maybe week or so. I didn't really spend that much money because we kind of hit our spend goal for November and went over that. So I didn't want to take it any further. So we didn't really spend money the last 5 days except for here and there. So I've had basically a whole week to kind of do some other stuff besides spending. I'm going to get into that, why I did that, and then what I've been doing. A lot of people ask me, hey, like, we're out of, spend for the month. What should we be doing? So I'll tell you what I was been doing. And yeah, well, let's just get into it. So in November, October, we spent about $35,000. That was probably one of the highest spend months I think we had. I don't know if we hit 40 or not. I don't know. But then in November, we spent close to 70. So we basically doubled what we spent the month prior. I don't know about you, but that was pretty crazy for me to go from 35 to 70 in literally 30 days. Was kind of like, oh my God, like, that's a lot of money. And then I was like, we need to take a little break here. And everything is going really well. It was definitely worth the risk. I really wanted to spend 60. This opportunities are just so good. Spent that extra 10. And that's kind of what put me a little on edge. Obviously, this was all used responsibly. Didn't bet the farm on any of this stuff. Like, very responsible about it. That's just how I am. I mean, a lot of other people are maxing out cards left and right, and I'm sure they'll do fine, but that's how I am. So basically, stop spending. Was just really spending on stuff that couldn't be passed up, but not like thousands of dollars on it. So now we're things are really working out well. We've already done, I think, 75K in sales so far. I don't even know what day it is. I think it's probably close to maybe the 12th, 13th. So we're not even halfway through the month yet. So yeah, we're starting to spend again, which is awesome and exciting. Today was kind of the first day. Spent probably about $2,700 already. Maybe spend a little more. Actually on the way to Target to pick some stuff up. Sometimes you just have to go pick it up. But what was I doing last week? Some of the things that we're doing may or may not relate to you, but since I'm just talking about what I did, I will say them. But some of them definitely related to the Amazon business. So here we go. The first thing I did, which was really painful, I got all my accounting done. When that year ends, I just want to be able to send everything to my accountant, have everything ready to go. I don't want to worry about that in the beginning of the year. I made a huge mistake and kind of let the books get messy. I was using GoDaddy bookkeeping for all my bookkeeping for everything. It was all set up. They decided to shut down, I think in June. It was like halfway through June, so they wouldn't even finish out the month, what was really annoying. I got QuickBooks, but just never was able to figure out how to get it like set up and integrated correctly. And then just kind of went by Inventory Labs and cash flow. I would highly not suggest that, especially if you're just getting started. But I kind of had an idea of like what I was doing and that, things were fine. Just based on been doing this for 4 years now. But definitely not good. So basically I did it old school, just because I had data in GoDaddy and then stuff in QuickBooks that just wasn't correct. So I downloaded, this is one of the biggest benefits about using credit cards, is everything is tracked like that. So I downloaded every credit card statement. Well, you could do a year report. So I downloaded January to November, downloaded all of that for all the cards that I had. Huge tip here, try to keep things separate. So on some of my cards, for example, I mainly use the two American Express cards for inventory, but I also had like some software on there. Why I did that, I don't know why. It just made things like kind of messy. I had like one Chase card that had most of like the normal expenses on it, like garbage, internet, supplies for like stuff like that. So that was like real easy to be like, oh, here's all your expenses. You know, we went out to dinner for a client or treated someone to lunch or whatever, that was on that card, so it was separate. So for 2023, I'm gonna have them all separate. I also have stuff on these cards that are for the brand, like Side Hustle Experiment, like I have a video editor, I have all sorts of stuff or software that I use for that. So I'm gonna just put that on one card and everything will be separate. So it'll be like 2 cards for inventory, 1 card for pretty much all the software, and then 1 card for anything Side Hustle Experiment related. So yeah, putting all that together took a ton of time, like basically mashing spreadsheets together. It was definitely very eye-opening. This is how I used to do it when I first started the business. And when you're seeing, I'm like kind of torn whether or not I should do it. Because when you're downloading these, you're looking at every single charge, and you know, whether you alphabetize them by like the company or put them in date order, you just see lots of trends. There was some software I forgot I was even paying for because I did a free trial and then forgot to cancel it or whatever. So I was able to delete that stuff. So the plan moving forward is to get a bookkeeper to kind of really help tighten this up, or at least get QuickBooks set up correctly so I could see exactly what's going on. Another reason why I was using a tool called Sellerboard, which was really helpful. That really drills down into more of the numbers than Inventory Lab does. So I had a little confidence between like 4 or 5 tools that like everything was fine and going well. But you know, not how I want to do it. Ideally, I just want like one dashboard, where I could just see everything in one shot. So definitely gonna pay someone to kind of get that set up for me and going. So that was one thing that took up a lot of time. Another thing I did, I auctioned off everything I had on eBay and I shipped all that out in one day. Huge mistake. I think I ended up shipping out 120 items. I'm leaving my warehouse because I don't need it anymore. It's now that I'm just doing online arbitrage, and I will be looking for a prep center. I already have one, but I'm looking for another one on the East Coast. I just feel the one I have in I've always had ones in Montana. I just think it takes way too long for stuff to get there, get shipped out, or go to the right Amazon warehouses. I hate the Amazon warehouses down there. Nothing against the people who work there or those, it just takes forever. I could ship stuff from here. Obviously, I'm quicker prepping, but it doesn't matter. When it gets on the UPS truck and it goes to the warehouses that are like maybe 4 hours max away from here, sometimes it gets there the same day, if not the next day. And that time savings is really important to me. So I kind of identified a couple of prep centers that I might want to reach out to kind of get that going. Do not ask which ones. I definitely have like 3 or 4 videos how you could find a prep center. It's really a personal decision that like you have to make and decide. Prep centers can get really messy, and I do not want to be responsible if they're holding like $10,000 of your inventory. So I did that. I worked on some content, kind of mapping out what I want to do for the channel in 2023. Kind of what went well, what didn't go so well. editor is definitely coming back. Just didn't have time hiring a video editor. Start of Q4, not the best idea, but we will kind of clean that up. I thought about the business as well, what I wanted to look like in 2023. I did way too much stuff in terms of prepping and probably entering things manually. So I do not know what I'm going to do in terms of VAs. I do have 2 right now, but I think one of them might turn into admin. I don't know. I really have to evaluate whether I need 2 or not. This is not talking about the video editor. So I'm gonna be evaluating that and kind of go from there. But I basically want to be everything to prep. But I had to find like the good prep center. Prepping product, while it worked really, really well for me in Q4, in terms of speed, I want to not be doing prep. It's just not a good use of time. I mean, we bought $65,000 worth of inventory, and I prepped, I would say, 95% of it. So that took a long time. So definitely looked at that. Working on a special project that should launch soon, so be on the lookout for that. Spent a lot of time doing that. What else did I do? Yeah, moving out of the second part to moving out of the warehouse. I got everything together that I don't need. Miscellaneous Amazon returns, all that kind of stuff. I know someone who kind of like liquidates stuff. We did business when I was doing, he used to buy DVDs and CDs from me. So basically he took all that stuff. He bought it for like real cheap, and he's gonna, I don't know, he's gonna do whatever he wants with it. Got that organized, have a plan to, what I'm keeping in the warehouse, what I'm not keeping. So I just basically have to do a final kind of like get rid of everything or pack everything up. So that was good. But yeah, that was kind of what I did when I wasn't spending money. So, and I also looked into some other categories that I wanted to source in the future. So basically just kind of searching some websites. I've heard from people that they shop out a lot, trying to look for future opportunities in different categories. That did take a while, and it's always a worthwhile venture to do. You always want to be trying to source from new sites, do new things. I joined a new community, like a group, Discord, which has been interesting. I was never really a big Discord person, but I found a group and I kind of like it. So more to report on that. I don't want to say it right now, just in case like it turns out like it's not that great, but I really like it right now. So yeah, when you don't have money or you choose not to spend any more money in the month, that's what I did. I think some other things you could do is kind of just pretend to source, and once you do get money, you could source that stuff. Another option for you, you could merchant fulfill. I did a little merchant fulfilling, not that much. I don't know, it's not what I want to do, so I didn't do it. And that's not to say that I don't want to make that merchant fulfilled money. It's just that I planned and spent huge for FBA, and that's what I decided to do. So I know a lot of people crushing it doing MF, but I did not want to go that route. So yeah, that is some stuff you guys could do if you, like I said, if you don't want to source anymore due to budget constraints. But the idea is to kind of always keep the business moving. There's always a ton to be done, whether it's admin tasks. I came up with some systems to put in place for the VAs to kind of tighten that up. So yeah, always just be trying to tweak stuff. Oh, that was the last thing that I did. I networked a ton. I had a ton of time to do Zoom calls. So basically I was getting done all this like higher level stuff in the morning, and then I was doing like 2 Zoom calls, maybe not a day, but probably like at least one with someone I wanted to get to know better that I've been talking to, or just someone totally random that I sort of like interviewed and just asked if they wanted to have a Zoom. So yeah, that's basically all things you could do, all really high value things for the business. It might not seem like it because they're not making money, but it's setting you up in the future to make money. And that's what I got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. What do you do when you stop spending for the month, or what are some other things you have to do besides spending? Would love to hear. And like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.